Welcome to Attican Plays Railway Empire. All right, hi, this is Attican, and welcome to another Railway Empire video. It's been a while. I'm anxious to get back to making the videos, and I'm really excited to see that we have some new DLC for Railway Empire. We now have this Crossing the Andes. And the biggest change that has come about with this particular one is a change really in the, well, first of all, of course, we get the South America map, and we get 3 new scenarios that we can play. But the biggest change is really in the characters. So let me go back. I'm going to go back into free mode, and we can still look at the South America map. But let's do the South America map in free mode, just so we can see the difference. And I'm just gonna, I'm not gonna play this, so I just want to show you. We now have, basically, for the characters have been changed a lot. So rather than a 10% construction savings, the general is now 20%. But he has a higher cost for tunnels and bridges, so you need to avoid those. But it costs more to hire staff. So what they've kind of done is give a positive and a negative characteristic to each of these characters, and they've really changed some of them quite a bit. So here, for example, here's the general. Let's look at the gangster. Now, the gangster was all about crime, really, but now he's got auctioneers to help him to buy stuff. He gets more money from freight. He doesn't get office employees, which is a downside. And then the other downside is he gets less money for passengers and mail. So you can see the gangster now would say, hey, let's buy industry and let's get more money from freight. Let's do a lot of freight, grow our industries, and grow cities that way. Let's go. Now, the industrialist, Roger, he can build factories cheaper. He doesn't like auctions, but he can buy a town's factories without an auction. So he is obviously going to be a factory guy. You're going to want to, with Roger, you're going to want to, of course, build up a lot of factories and make your money that way. That's just, pretty obvious. The engineer, now he used to be all about research. Now he gets cheaper, much cheaper locomotives, which is excellent. Free maintenance, so that's excellent. But his downside is any upgrading of businesses costs you way more. So you're not going to be necessarily big on businesses with Roger, or no, sorry, Doc, with Doc. And repairs are a little bit slow, which it does matter. But the fact that he can get that locomotives and so much cheaper, my goodness, he now becomes a viable one for the way I like to play with a lot of locomotives. So there's him. Then we get the lady. The lady used to get just a 5% bonus on her passenger mail stuff. Now it's 15% more and double bonus for ticket revenues on express trains. Repairs are a little slower. That's one of the negatives. And quite a bit less income from freight. So obviously the lady, you're going to have a passenger-centric approach, and you could do great with her because you're getting so much money from passengers. So is that all of them? Oh, and the trickster, who used to be my favorite, but now she's quite a bit different. Auctions are still cheaper. That's great. And you'll get a lot of spies. So that's actually useful because you can use the spies to help your research. So that's actually a research bonus. But at the same time, it's balanced out by the fact that she's getting way less innovation points. So you almost have to, for her to get research, you have to use your spies in order to get the research that you need by spying on your opponents. And cheaper auction, so she's not nearly as strong as she used to be. General to me is much stronger with the 20%. The gangster is now actually a possibility. He actually, you could auction off and go to auctions and buy out industries, feed them full of freight, and make some good money with him. Roger, I think, looks great because you can, buy these factories without an auction, and you can build new ones cheaper. So you want to go industry with him. Dock is now, to me, very strong because of that 70% cheaper. That's awesome to me. And the lady's even more available. Now, I thought about making a video, and I was going to do a video and show you all that. And I kind of just did, right? I just walked through all the changes of all these people. But now what I want to do is go back and show you how you would kind of do a strategy with each one. And it just so happens that the first scenario that they give us on the new map, which I'm going to go back to, we're going to go back to the main menu, and I'm going to go in and open up the scenarios now rather than free mode. And we're going to move to our new map and our new scenarios and do this 1900 one called Outside Capital. It's considered medium difficulty. And let's see what we've got here. We're going to be set with $1 million in Buenos Aires, a couple competitors. We'll move them up to very hard. And we don't have snow down here on this one. So we're going to be way down here in Buenos Aires. And let's see what we've got to do. And the interesting thing here, we have to do the lady. So this is the perfect opportunity to show a strategy that would highlight what the lady brings to the table now. 15% more income on for passengers and mail. Obviously, we want to build passenger mail lines. Promotionally effective. Express trains get even more. So we want to build, that does a couple things. That says we want passenger mail. We also want to target our research to make sure that we're continually getting the fastest train we can get, so we have as many express trains operating as possible all the time. Repairs we won't worry about. We probably won't even set up repairs for a long time. And the freight, we'll just do that when we need it. So we're going to go passenger crazy here on the lady. And let's see what kind of task we get to do here down in South America.
My name is William Clark.
Okay.
And I represent
Connect 7 cities, run some passengers, company value, and good passenger revenue. So we got the right character for this, that's for sure. So let's look and see what we've got as a map. We've got Buenos Aires, Rosario, Cordoba, Tucumán, Salta, Corrientes. You'll notice a lot of the map we can't use yet. Can't use anything over here. We've got another city down here, Bahia Blanca, and one way down here, Viedma. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. Can't go over there. 4, 5, 6, and 7. So basically we're going to have to use all 7 of those cities in order to hit that first goal of connecting 7 cities. So we want to come up with a strategy that's going to allow us to really accent passengers and mail. So that should be simple. Now, given the fact that we don't have tons of starting money, even with our loan, our 2 bonds, we're not going to have a ton of money. We've got 7 cities to connect. We're going to do it like this, kind of a variation of a rapid expansion. We'll call this the ladies expansion. We are going to use small stations, but we will double track them and run trains and make money. That's one of our basic tenets of this game. The way we like to play it is if you're going to connect 2 cities, they're worth double tracking, they're worth running trains and making money. So we're going to double track and run more than 1 train on these lines, but we'll use small stations kind of all the way through it here in our first stage. So we'll set our signals as we always would. And that's not a terribly long line, so we're going to have 1 supply tower and we'll run a couple of trains on it. And I think I'm going to use for now, and I haven't done studies on this to figure out exactly what's optimal, but we're going to run a couple of trains for every 140, 150 miles or so of track that we use. And we are going to set them up with dining car, caboose, and mail car right off the bat. The caboose actually just kind of taking up space for now because we don't have employees, but I don't want to have to come back and redo this later. So we're going to have 2 trains, I said, running. I'll just set one from the other direction. passenger and mail only. There we go. That takes care of our first connection. Now we're just going to keep building like that. We'll go up here, set up a small station in Cordoba. Run it into Rosario. We're not going to worry about the fact that they're sharing lines there. That's not going to be a problem. We're not going to be running so many trains that that won't work. I got to pay attention and see how long this track is. I missed it on the first one. 246. That's going to be 2 or 3 trains. We'll start with 2 and see how it goes. And for that piece of track, probably want a couple. We'll use the same rule for our trains and our supply towers. So we'll give them a couple of towers and run a couple of trains. Cordoba to Rosario, passenger only. And run one back the other way. Okay, and we'll just keep expanding like that. Let's go down here to the south. Bahia Blanca. That actually looks pretty good. And we're going to need more money. As I've said many times, debt is your friend in this game. Don't be afraid to borrow, use those bonds. So we'll double track this one. Again, I missed the distance, but I just eyeballing it. It looks like this is a couple of towers and 4 trains. I think will work very nicely. Here and here, passenger only. And copy each of them. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go up to our next city, Tucumán. Sorry, I got lost there. Wasn't sure where to go for my next, find my other city. Looks pretty good. Okay, this one's 500 miles, so we're going to run 6 trains on this one once we have enough money to double track it. So we need like 160 plus 90. We need about 240 to make this work. Ooh, market crier. We definitely want market criers whenever we can get them. Boost the passenger traffic.
Well, the passenger trains are rolling.
That was easy.
You
We've
should
already
know
done our 1,000.
my employers have invested a lot of money in this company. I will make sure that you will deliver an adequate return to them. A skimming of excess profits will be done periodically. Keep an eye on appropriate capital reserves.
Okay, we need 3 towers to get this one working. Now our research, I definitely want that exports because we can get a better price when we trade in our locomotives. And remember, when we upgrade them, and remember, we're going to try to target to keep going for better and faster locomotives. So we're going to be kind of aiming this way, but we're on the trains and locomotives, but we're also going to look for things like transported mail and more passengers at a station and better wait to, the passenger and mail stuff as well. So we want both ends of that, passenger and mail and our trains. Okay, now we can afford to set up this one. 1, 2, 3, and let's do 6 trains. Oh, we definitely want this train, the Garrett. That's our first step up, is a faster train. You get there's 2 new trains in this DLC. This is one of them, the Garrett. We're already running the other one. So we're going to upgrade all of our trains while we can afford it. So now we're running a faster train at 53 miles an hour versus 45 miles an hour. And we'll definitely take conductors when we can get them. That's 3 and 4 and 5.
How lovely!
And
Nothing
6.
stands in the way of this first return. My principals will be delighted. Keep taking care of your tasks while I deliver the good news. There are truly parts of the
Oh, we
government
got
that
everything but our cities connected.
they say the company is not transporting enough freight to accelerate the development
Two
of
more.
cities. Sustainable development, don't make me laugh. This is a modern, profit-oriented business and not a welfare society.
And we want to get those
Now,
last
such
two as
good
quickly as we
numbers,
can.
justify a small return to our benefit. You don't mind? To be honest, I really don't care how you take care of financing the returns in future. Issue bonds or sell some engines. The main thing is that the numbers are correct. Very well, let's continue. We have to expand our market, and I've opened the opportunity for that. A railroad connection across the Andes between Chile and Argentina has been planned for years, but until now, nobody has been able to build it. Until now. Do I really have to say more?
Okay, now I'm going to vary from my usual philosophy here because it's already July of the first year and we have to get this done in 1900. To keep our score high, I'm going to, and we have a pretty good economy with what we've done so far, we're going to go ahead and grab this last guy here, Corrientes. I thought I put a station in there, didn't I? No, not yet. We're going to put a train station in Corrientes and figure out how much money do we need to get that line, single track going. That's pretty steep right through there. All right, we need 329. So that's okay. So we'll use our usual philosophy on financing. The amount we need is greater than closing out a bond, so we're going to close out a bond and open up a bigger bond to get us more money. And I don't want to lose out on all these people. We can hire all the trained staff. We can use a spy to go get us some technology. And a market crier would definitely be nice. Now we've got all those people. Let's put them on these trains and start getting benefit from them. A lot of conductors, that's excellent.
In order to keep up with this pace, you will have to eye the north now. There are other companies that have expanded, and their markets are extremely lucrative as well. Now it's eat or be eaten. Get to work, or do I have to look out for somebody else?
All right, we made it, but barely, so it's going to hurt our score,
This
I think.
happens faster than
Now I
expected.
got lots of stuff to do. My goodness. Remember, we're still just in our first year, so we finished off all of these. Buenos Aires, Santiago, and 10 total cities. So we need 3 more and go away to Santiago. And Santiago is way over here on the board. There we go. It's Santiago, Chile. So we could build a nice big long line over there from maybe Rosario would be nice. And we need a couple more cities, so let's go down here to this close one, Viedma. Keep doing the same kind of tactic, the small station. We're really falling off a hill there. That's all right. This is going to be a passenger line. It'll have no problem climbing the hill. So again, we double track all the way back. Kind of notice how long it is. About 230, 40 miles. A couple of trains should do. One tower will do after we put in our signals. And I think I forgot rail cars on the other one. Yes, I did. Okay, there's a nice line. Now let's see if we can't get this big long line to Santiago, which is not going to be free, that's for sure. We'll give it a separate line to run out of, and let's just see what happens if we run this thing across to Santiago. It's going to cost us a small fortune. So now we need to find a way to get through the Andes without spending all of our money. The shortest pass is right through there. That isn't awful. More passengers would be great. We'd like to get out here to this Berkshire. Here we go. We can run the Berkshire, which is a 60-mile-an-hour passenger train, which would be great. It's inexpensive, so we can replace everybody. Perfect. So now we've got Berkshires running. They'll make us more money. We need about 600 grand to build our line. We could probably make it a little cleaner, but that'll do. So let's see what we got here. We can almost get it with a bond. What we're going to do here is pay off one of the bonds and then open another bond. All right, go. And this is why I went ahead and put the caboose on all the trains as I set them up, so I wouldn't have to mess with going back in and fixing them later. Now this is confusing me. This shows that I have, I think they've changed this. All my conductors are assigned, but if I go back and look at my trains, it says I could put a conductor on this line. All right, go get us some more technology, buddy. Okay, again, let's close out a bond. And we'll close out this other bond as well. And then we'll open up bigger bonds. As soon as this auction's over.
Obviously, you're at least good for something. The investors are quite satisfied with your results.
So we finished one off by
As long as your
accident.
company yields a profit,
Wasn't even
I
thinking
can see
about it. And
I
now
don't
we
have
need
any
to
intentions to see this changing. So
make
keep
that
up the
connection, which finishes a task.
Oh, this panorama view is really stunning. You should ride along in one of your trains.
Now we're going to double track this and make sure we can make money on this one as well. Almost 900 miles, so we'll put about 10 trains on this one, and about, well, let's do 8 trains and 4 supply depots. That'll work. Supply towers. Oot. That was a mistake. That's better. All right, 4 towers. We need 120 grand for towers. More mail profit, that would be nice. One, two, three, four. Okay, 4 towers and 8 trains. Okay. Passenger only. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we need one more city connected. Let's go up here, Coquimbo.
Now, you have spent a
There
lot of
we
money
go.
for constructing new tracks. I hope it will be worth it, because I expect profit.
Okay, it's 3:45, so what's that? That's two. Then we can run 4 trains and 2 supply towers on this one. All right. We'll hire a chief engineer. We'll do another market crier. And we'll keep working our way out here. Keep getting better and better trains to keep those express lines. And let's see, speaking of which, let's just look at our train lines. We're not getting express right now, so we must be behind on the power curve here on the research. We'll catch up here in a bit. When we get out of here to this Hudson. Oh, a diesel. Can we get days of diesel? 86 mile an hour? Yeah. All right. They must have changed that because that's not right. Yeah, I do not like that. All right, all right. Lima, Santa Cruz, and Concepcion. Let's figure out where they are. Lima, Santa Cruz, and Concepcion. Concepcion, I think, is up here. No. What's up here? Lima. There's Lima. Santa Cruz, I think, is out here. Yeah, right there. Santa Cruz. And Concepcion. I do not know my South America geography very well. There we go. There's Concepcion. So we need Concepcion, Santa Cruz, which is over here, and Lima, which is up here. So Concepcion is pretty easy to pick up. What else do we need to do here? 5 railroad stations with a now, okay, now we're going to have to get into city growth because we need 60,000 population to build attractions. So we're now moving into a new world, which is city growth and expansion. So we need to expand and grow and have a lot of express trains. So we're going to have to keep moving forward to faster and faster trains. The Mikado is a great freight train with tremendous attractive power, but it is not what we want for our lines just yet. We can use it for our freight, which we're going to have to start halt in order to grow our cities. Now, the Santa Fe would be a good thing to have and the Hudson is we definitely want to get. That's set up for express, high passenger rating, and fast. So that's where we want to head. So our research, we want to keep going on the locomotives. So let's just go ahead and set up our little passenger line here to Concepcion. Tick that one off. Hmm. I'm trying to drag that thing. Here we go. $400. We'll do a couple towers and 4 trains. Three and 4. Okay. We'll pick this up in part 2 as we go into city building mode. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it'll help you become a better player, and I hope you'll join us for our next Railway Empire video. Thank you.